floors and especially the bathroom and things of that nature.
Absolutely. The falls on our EMS side is our #1 call for service, right? The mortality rate and complications that are secondary to falls, especially in the elderly community, the numbers are very high. So, you know, what we offer, and especially when we start getting, we have data now in our new platform that we have repeat patients that we come in. We go to the homes and we can do an assessment for trip hazards, right? Because we have people that have gait issues and maybe shuffling along, loose carpets on the floor, transitional issues that they're going from one area to the other, and there is tons of different data and different things that we can come out to homes and do fall assessments in there to kind of do a survey. We even tie people in with the Town of Palm Beach Rec Center, and we can get them into doing Tai Chi to do some strengthening exercises. And there's so many different things. There's another number that everyone should write down, 211. 211 is Palm Beach County's amazing resource for all kinds of resources. They have fall prevention resources in there as well. They also can come out. So thank you for bringing that up, because that is also part of our community outreach, that we can come out and do fall assessments.
I wanted to thank you, Shon, because I had a very bad fall, and I had a watch on, and right away it enabled me to just tap it, and I could call the emergency or the police. But I didn't need that. But fortunately, it also called my daughter, who came right over. And I think it's wonderful that you're recommending that people have that, because it can be life-saving. I mean, I was so thrilled to see that watch go off. So I just wanted to comment that. Thank you. So thank you all for so much.
I just want to get back to your favorite topic, which is traffic. What is the current response time? Because just getting across town is a half an hour, 45 minutes. I had to get my car serviced, took me an hour to get from Perth. So have you noticed your response times lagging? Preferred response times?
Our response time on the island remains
On the island, yeah.
on the island remains about 4 minutes.
Wow.
Everywhere else about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. We are consistent around the 4s. So I have a dashboard and talk to my EMS chief all the time, and I'm watching the gauge, right, as it's starting to tick up. We are predicting that the times are going to go up. We're not in the season yet, right? But as we're watching it, we're making the contingencies to see what's going on. So that is the thing we're hanging our head on, is keeping those response times lower.
I just want to add on to that. With the response times, even before South Ocean was closed, we monitor constantly. And then when South Ocean was closed, we continue, now we really pay attention to it to make sure it doesn't go up. But I do want to mention that we do staff detectives inside of the security post at Mar-a-Lago. So if there is an emergency on the south end or the north end, and fire or police have to go through, our dispatchers notify the command post at Mar-a-Lago. They tell those checkpoints to open it up and give us flow of traffic. A good example, just an example yesterday. Yesterday was quiet. Towards the end of the day, we started getting our traffic mitigation plan in place, and lo and behold, here at the Marriott, I don't know if anybody saw the police cars and everything out the Marriott, and yesterday afternoon, there was an unwanted guest who barricaded themselves inside a room, refused to come out, and when the police responded, the person threatened to shoot whoever came through that door. So now we had a barricaded person, which we had to take our time. It was definitely an emergency response between our units, and drones, and FD. All came down, and the response on that was tremendous. The way everybody handled it was tremendous, and nothing happened, and everything came to a good conclusion. So with the response times, it's either the same or it's less response times, because the way we arranged our zones and how we respond. I
do want to add on that too, because that's a really good point. I I gotta stress the coordination between all of the agencies that are involved here, especially between us, right? So between PD, Fire, SO, Department of Transportation, Secret Service, when they set up these barricades, they are setting it up with transitioning for emergency in mind. So for instance, to get through that barricade in Mar-a-Lago, they designate that barricade based on our biggest truck. So they measure it to make sure our truck clears by 2 inches on both sides. So we're keeping in mind to get through that zone. And as we're coming through, like Nick said, call up the command post and they will let our fire units through. So in this zone, transitioning through here, we're good. So we call up DOT, any issues. Nick's been great getting us in contact with everybody.
Great.
You said
Yeah,
something about
safeguard.
on your map, and I didn't realize, were the three
Palm
helicopter
Beach
pads
meeting
on?
and
Can you
Four
explain
Seasons
exactly?
Hotel,
Because you said
Valentina
is that near the-
live.
Sure, so we have 5.5
Fire department, Palm Beach
helicopter
department,
landing
and
zones. So we have
safeguard
one
manager.
on the north end at Country Club. We have one at the Breakers Hotel on one of the landing areas on the golf course. We have one at the rec center. We have one at Everglades. We have one down here at Par 3 Golf Course. And then we have another that is kind of in and out. It's right next to Mar-a-Lago. If he's here, we can't use him obviously. So those different areas geographically we can use. Down here, we're fortunate enough because our predetermined response zones take us over Lake Worth Bridge. So if we're south of Sloan's, we're going over Lake Worth Bridge, so we don't have to worry about going up that way. So, and we also have another route that goes over there. So again, five helicopter zones, and if we have to, we can land a helicopter behind the fire station. So technically, that would be 2 zones down here. So.
Hi, my name is Becky Beck, and I'm on the board of directors of the Big Condominium
This is our
Association.
board.
I'm very thankful for your services in Palm Beach, and I would like to know, I live in South Palm Beach. How are you covering us as well, if any? Because we also have very good police and responsive and firefighters, but I'd like to be under your umbrella.
She's a attorney.
I'm gonna have to refer to Lou on that one. So we cover everyone down to 3475 south town limits. So, right. 3589.
So
that
go.
falls outside. You're in Palm Beach County, but I will tell you one thing about the fire and EMS agencies down here. We don't operate in silos. As a matter of fact, yesterday we just went to the Chiefs Association meeting, and all of the fire departments meet monthly to discuss matters and what's going on. So the things that we're doing, I'm sharing with the other municipalities. So as a matter of fact, over the weekend, I had a conversation with Chief Maddie in West Palm Beach, and we're coordinating plans with our units on how we're going to coordinate when the rolling blackout, as we call it, moves through the cities, and who's going to stand up and how we're going to do this. And even in Palm Beach County down there. So we know that this zone down here, our Station 3 units are the ones that are responding down here. Station 38 in Palm Beach County is the one that comes up. So we're always talking about that kind of interface into those areas. So, we're in communication, but, I focus on Palm Beach. I'll be happy to talk to county over there and kind of give them the roadmap of what we're doing. Completely, we're on something here.
Do they have AEDs?
They do. They definitely have AEDs and they have that service down there. I just don't know they have the distribution as many as we do.
Thanks very much.
Hello, my name is Pat Davies, and I live down here on South Ocean in the Reef condominium. I want to thank you all for everything, and I think everything you've done for us has been wonderful in a difficult time. Yesterday, when we were trying to leave our condominium and take a right turn to go up toward the southern traffic circle, there was a whole long line of cars. Now, typically, there hasn't been a roadblock at Phipps, but we were turned around, and they were placing do not enter signs in the road. I called the police department, got a very nice person who didn't have any idea what was going on. I also called the sheriff's department, and they didn't know what was going on either. So while we're all trying to navigate through this together, is there some way that we could all coordinate communication And we didn't get an alert saying this road had been closed, or how long it would be closed for.
You're talking about Phipps Ocean Park, that checkpoint? All right, there shouldn't be any stoppage down there. If anything, they would check out the truck and see how far the truck is going on, but there should be not any stopping of traffic. In fact, I have a meeting with the ranking officials with the sheriff's office and Secret Service next week, and it's always a topic. The problem is that the sheriff's office, they put out like 40 people a shift, and they constantly rotate. It takes, after a while, it takes a toll on the police, on the sheriff's office. They have their other things to do on the county. It's a large county, and because it's wearing and tearing on all the deputies to constantly be there, they used to have a detail strictly for that. What happens now is because it's going to be another 4 years, they start pushing it out to other like the patrol. They used to have a unit for it, but now they're going to expand the unit and put it out to patrol. And what happens is, with the sheriff's office, there's so many of them, is one hand doesn't talk to the other hand. And they just make their own decisions. And that's where I come in, and I reach out to the sheriff's office or my staff, Lieutenant Watson, he's a direct liaison to them. We call them and we tell them, hey, and they correct it right away. They understand it's a problem. It's communication. It's all about communication. And when they don't, the problem is when they don't understand something, they take the path of least resistance. And all right, just close it down. What's the worst that's going to happen? Well, the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to call a complaint. So it's good that you call in, but that should not happen. And if it does, I want you to keep calling in because we got to correct it.
Okay, thank